Hello everybody, welcome to my third video in the Lake District this month, and it should be the final one. But this video may well be the most interesting video yet. So this morning has been quite an interesting morning. So I was setting out this morning to see a place called Irksdale, if that's how it's pronounced, to find this waterfall. And the roads going there, the way the sat-nav was taking me, they were just, I didn't feel like going on an hour's drive on all of these so tight roads where you'd have to back right down if another car comes. I just didn't feel like it. So I set back round and we were going to go for a different walk towards Borrowdale. And then, I don't quite know, but for some reason, I didn't feel like going there either. It's just something was just pushing me to come back to Castlerigg today. I know it's the equinox, I was going to come. But for some reason, I forgot really about coming to Castlerigg. I had this waterfall in my mind too much. So now, this morning we went to Castlerigg. We were pulled to go to Castlerigg. So, at Castlerigg this morning is the equinox. So it's a very powerful energy, and a lot of research has been done, like I've been explaining in another video with the Geiger counters. And on the equinoxes, it displayed a huge increase in activity on the readers, and on the solstices a complete silence. I think that's what it said anyway. It might be the other way around, but I'm sure it's that way around. There's a powerful energy there this morning, and we were there at the stones for such a long time, grounding ourselves barefoot. There was a couple other people scattered around, and we were just feeling the energy. So I was trying to see if any of the stones were lined up with either the 12 noon sun of the equinox today, or maybe it could be aligned with the sunrise or the sunset of the equinox. Couldn't work out anything for sure. Maybe the entrance to it was kind of aligned with 12 noon, but I wasn't certain. And there seems to be parts of the circle that, and the way the stones were set out, that they just looked like a jumble. It doesn't look like there was an exact purpose, and I was questioning what could the exact purpose of this stone circle be. And then I was happening to be next to this couple, and they were talking about some sort of alignment. So I was thinking, I was just looking next to me, and I was thinking, what? And they used the word mirroring, and so I was looking. I was like, what could they possibly mean by this? And I just caught one of the stones lined up with the mountain in the background. The stone at the top, the way it's engraved, and like the lines in it and everything. I'm going to show you after. And I was like, cool, surely they could mean this, really? Because if that was possible, if that's what it was, then this is got a complete new finding. It changes everything, if this was really what these stones were aligned with, the mountains themselves. So I was talking to them, and they did notice that exact thing. That's what they were saying. And we got into this conversation as we both saw and made an observation of this. Before I show you this incredible find, I want to talk a bit about the equinox. So today is the vernal equinox in the northern hemisphere, and the autumn equinox in the southern hemisphere. So this is the day of complete balance for the world, and it is a day, and it's also the Aries new moon tomorrow, and it is a time when the life that you want, you can use that energy, the incredible energy at this time, to manifest everything in your heart. It is a time of growth. It is a time of power and magic, and the whole of nature feels it. The birds are laying their eggs soon, and the lambs are being born, and the leaves are coming on the trees. The whole of nature feels this, and when we feel it as well, it affects everything. And it's a very, very powerful time to conquer all fears and go forward with what you want to do, amongst so much more. So in the picture I just showed you of that stone, what did you notice is the question. I'm going to put it on again now. If you haven't noticed anything yet, the top of the stone, the way the bumps and the indentations are aligned with the mountain behind it, or so it looks to me. And if there is something in this, which it clearly looks, with not just that stone, but I'm going to show you a few more, This changes everything. This is baffling information. These stones are not just aligned with the sun, according to a lot of, even myself, I know a lot of stone circles are aligned with the sun, but they're aligned with the silhouettes of the mountains behind them. That's crazy. It's mind-blowing. It's information that I can hardly even begin to process, that these stones have been exactly shaped to the mountains behind them. And what's even crazier, I'm going to show you after, is that the woman says that even the indentations on the stone resemble patterns in the mountains themselves around. Now, can we even begin to perceive that? How is that possible to do? That's mind-blowing stuff, and I'm going to keep on showing you some of the things I'm going to find around, see if I can find anything else now, but I'm going to show you the things that I found before as well. So it's hard to see because that mountain in the background is covered with stone, but as you can see, the top of that mountain and the top of that stone, and then it follows the ridge down with that bump there and that bump there, and it's almost perfectly in line with the top of that mountain ridge. So the woman I was talking to before was also talking about these indentations in the stone are marking points on the mountains behind it as well, so they're like engraved in the stone, each like pattern and major line, maybe even the smaller lines as well. And here, the edge of this mountain here, if you see just look at the silhouette, it lines up just in that gap there with that ridge line, this and then the silhouette behind it. Under no circumstances am I saying this is fact yet, but it looks like there may be something in this that needs to be looked further into. The mountains definitely have a clear resemblance with the shape of the stones themselves, and it's clear in a lot of the ones I'm seeing, and I even though because I've only just started to see it, there is a lot that my consciousness has not yet been able to perceive on the stones. So the more you look at them, the more you see, and the more you learn. The stones speak to you. They hold energy. The people that built them, they knew that. Once you see something and you begin to see things in more detail, the picture unfolds itself in a completely different way than you originally thought, because your consciousness doesn't interpret that right at the start. Just like if you see an image on the internet, there's some illusions that sometimes you can like have a game where if you keep on looking, you see more and more things. It's just the same here, when you can see more and more things in the stones, or you look at the sky and you see, the more you look, you see more and more stars. Same situation. What's also magical is that we're constantly being guided to the full truth, and it's constantly changing, evolving into something even bigger than we ever even thought it was possible. And that's what's magical. It's like I've been guided even here today by these forces that are unseen, and these same forces that I've talked about in many other videos, great spirit, it's God, however you want to call it, it's guiding the truth to come out, it's guiding humanity awaken, the energies are working with us in situations in your own life, in the bringing stuff like this truth out, in making you achieve your dreams, in making you achieve that anything's possible in life. It's all working, the great spirit, and we have to work with it. And this is the most powerful time ever to be alive. It's the spring equinox, and it's the great awakening, and it's the Aries new moon. Use these energies and work with these energies. You're right here with this mountain, it goes up and there's a little dip, goes up, goes down, and then back up, little ridge here, look, aligned with that, point, and then he seems to stop there. So it's kind of that section of the mountain. I mean, it is something that needs looking into, but if this is the case, it's huge. it's a shame you can't actually see the mountain in the background in the mist in the camera, but I can see it in real life, and it looks extremely similar with this one as well, with the little, there's like a ridge in the mountain. I can see it's exactly the same as the stone at the top. So it's like, and this one's perfectly in line with that mountain in the background that I'm looking at. So the mist has just started to come down now, so I can't get as many lined up as possible because the ones that I want to are in the mist. But I've got quite a bit of evidence still from them pictures that I've already put. But it's something that needs looking into, and if they're aligned with the mountains, what else are they going to be aligned with? But yeah, just to see what you make of this, and if there's something in it, it changes everything, like I've said. So the two mountains in the background as well are Blencathra, and they have the legend of King Arthur and his knights, and the two dragons guarding the earth underneath them mountains. So what a special area this is, and I'm blessed to be here on the equinox again. We're only just starting to discover the true magic that binds the earth again though, and this age has been prophesied for thousands of years as the single greatest time ever in the history of the world. Now, just look around you for a moment and you can begin to feel the energy of that time when you think that the sun is exactly in the right position to give life to the earth. The moon is controlling the tides, it's controlling all the waters in the world through a force that you cannot see. Even something as internet, for example, you're using every day to go about your busy lives without even thinking that all these waves are in front of you. Now everything's waves, everything's electromagnetism, everything's magic, and that's just one type of wave. There is infinite number of waves in all other worlds. Just look at the force that grows the grasses, that grows the trees, that moves the winds, that blows the wind, sorry. The stars, just look up at the stars at night. The alignment of the stars right now is very, very important right now. They are all aligned perfectly to go into this new time and this Aries season coming up, this spring equinox time. But we also need to start asking ourselves, what is creating all of this? And this is the life force of God himself that exists within all of us, in everything we see. And we have to have unshakable faith and trust in whatever we want in life. The life force that comes from you creates everything in your life. Everything has life force. For example, a tree that has been cut that I've been seeing, every time I go into the woods near me, now has leaves on it again, and it has been already cut down, but yes, it's growing new shoots out from the trunk. Because of its life force, it wants to carry on living regardless of its situation. If you don't have life force, things start going wrong and you don't feel what life is meant to be. Life is life force. The life force has allowed you to be born in the first place. It allows everything to be born. Like, life is true magic. People say, does magic exist? Does God exist? Just look around you. It is hidden in plain sight. Everything is. We need to open our eyes. This time is incredible. Blessed to be alive. Just feel everything. Feel every emotion, negative or positive. Spirituality is about feeling everything, every emotion, every sensation, every interaction. With your eyes, be able to behold what is in front of you, to be able to touch, be able to smell, to be able to talk, to be able to walk, to be able to feel pain, to be able to cry, to let out emotions, to laugh. These are all simple things. Feeling is life.